In the meantime, we've got Rahul Shah, who's now joining in on the show. Rahul, let's get in your sense then, first up on Reliance Industries, largely on the back of the demerger news. Given that we've seen the company, or the stock price rather, contribute to a third of the nifty rally that we've witnessed in this week alone, what's your outlook as to what the outcome could potentially be at 9 a.m.?
Hi, good morning. I think obviously if we see in last month or so, I think the performance of Reliance has been quite good, and I think stock must have rallied at least 10% in last month or maybe more on that perspective. So I think there could be a deep holding story about Reliance in terms of the various businesses which they have. So I think obviously first this story of the demerger of financial services. Obviously, if I come as we rightly saw that I think a lot of peer comparison. So I think should be a momentum play in terms of Reliance. Obviously, once that gets listed. So my sense is I think still there's a value in Reliance. I think put together all the businesses, the core business plus now the financials, also Jio Financials as well. And when we are seeing the kind of rally coming into the BFSI segment and in a time where we are seeing interest rates locally as well as the globally, which has peaked out. And I think the credit growth has been quite good in last year or so. And if we see that most of the commentary is done by the two large banks which reported their numbers, Indus as well as HDFC, they have also given a positive outlook overall. So I feel that this will continue. So your Jio Finance will obviously trade with a premium or at least in par with the listed entities with that peer comparison. That is what it looks like. I'm very positive on both the entire Reliance as a whole, including the Jio Finance.
Rahul, what happens to Infosys when the earnings are out today? Because, a large part of the move not just happened when the entire IT sector after TCS's earnings was chugging along, but more so in Infi after, just earlier this week, they signed that 5-year deal win as well for AI with a value as high as $2 billion.
So I think if you see that entire IT as a sector, I think a couple of months back, everybody was talking on when will the IT stock starts performing and so on and so on. And now if we look at it, the mid caps again are at 2-year high. Most of the mid cap stocks are at the peak of the 2021 highs, most of them. And I think the large caps have underperformed the mid caps if I see. And I think the visibility, what I see, I think the things in the IT name which have reported their numbers, I think most of the street things that I think is bottomed out. Going forward, risk versus reward could be better for the IT companies, and I think that's what is happening in most of the IT companies post numbers. Coming to Infosys, I think again the same goes applied for the Infosys as well, and I think this couple of deals which have happened gone through, so could be positive for Infosys as well. And but the broader picture will come to know post their numbers and the management's comment.
There's also HUL that we'll be closely tracking, and I wanted to get in your take then, Rahul, as to what the expectation is down the line, because we're expecting a modest performance in the home and the personal care segment, and this time around, volume growth is seen at about 5%. Anything in particular that you'd be watching out for?
I think obviously the demand recovery which we have seen in Q4 versus Q3, what we saw, and I think that is more important to look at. So obviously that's volume growth. How the volume growth is going to be there in this quarter is going to be the most important thing. Number two, I think where the commodity prices have moved on, how the margins have expanded for them in terms of companies like HUL. Thirdly, I think the rural recovery kind of business is growth versus the urban. So all these three things are important for HUL, and obviously the overall the commentary by management on going for the guidance and how it looks like going forward from here. So I think these are going to be the key watch for HUL and in today's results.